Hey, why should you paramotor? Because it might give you the opportunity to see things that, well, you might not have seen otherwise. Like this wild herd of McElroys plundering a cotton field.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Hey, hey, hey! I guess my internet's running behind. I don't know how to. Well, Mark, what do you think about that?
Yep,
Hold on.
I've picked cotton. This is all true stories.
All right, so I just figured out I had my other YouTube channel, or the YouTube channel running in the background with rookie mistake. Welcome to Paramotor Hangouts. I'm one of the hosts, Shane, with Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, with Mark McElroy with Paralife PPG, who is the star of our intro. Mark, how do you feel about that?
I love being the star. I just had no idea that my tail was showing. I guess it could have been worse.
All right, so I will tell you that when I saw that very first time, I lost it. I showed Krista, she lost it, and I was like, okay, show's going to be lit tonight. And then we have our third host of the show. I don't know what happened to Will. Hope he's okay. He's probably stuck in the Predator van. We don't know.
Oh, hello, everybody that's in here tonight. There's a bunch of people in here.
Oh my goodness. We had a great weekend. Mark, how was your Christmas with the family?
Mine was good. All my family was here. Just my oldest son, Brandon, was out of town. He went to Miami. Everybody else was here, so it was good.
Well, I did the in-laws Christmas Eve. I actually made I smoked a brisket. It was actually spot on. I think, well, I shouldn't say spot on. There was a tad bit of overdoneness. It didn't really, you want to kind of, when you cut it, get the bend and not it break apart. It kind of want to do that in certain sections. But outside of that, it was spot on. I was very happy with that one, especially since I haven't cooked a brisket since some guy got in the presidency and prices have gone up dramatically. But they've been coming back down. Must be election year, getting close to. Anyways, so anything new and exciting for you, Mark? I heard that, or actually I read on my phone, I got notification that Mark flew tonight. How did I know that, Mark?
From Gaggle. Keeping an eye on me.
So Gaggle is, if for those who don't know, Gaggle is a app that you can add your friends to. It's kind of like social media, but it's not really social media. And when you take off flying, it will notify your friends and family that are on the same page as you that you're flying. So it's really helpful. I actually downloaded it for my wife just in case something was to go wrong. I landed out, what have you. She would know the last spot that I landed at and come get me. So that's very beneficial. And also shows that those who are following you that you're flying, and it's too windy here to fly, so you want to make them feel bad for flying without you.
Yeah, it's been really windy here and of course super cold like the rest of the country. But tonight wasn't terrible. It was probably around 45 degrees at takeoff and maybe about 40 or 38 at landing. And so it was cold, but it wasn't unbearable.
Yeah. I don't even know what the temperature is here right now. My back door is open. I do have a sweatshirt on. I do own one, but I still got my flippy flops on. I came home. First thing I did, take my shoes off. I ain't
Yeah.
got time for that.
Hey, Keith Gray, where are you at right now?
Yeah.
Down in Central Florida, apparently at 68 degrees.
Mm. You know, Keith, you guys. Actually, Keith, I'll text you tomorrow and give you the heads up on where we're gonna be. What is it? 2 weekends from now, Mark?
I think so. Maybe
Anyway,
3.
yeah, Keith is in
Yeah.
Lake Wales. Actually, Mark, I think you stayed at that same campsite that he's at. If it's the same one,
Yeah, he was there when we were there.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see Brian Waller saying hello to the other Nick, who I'm sure most everybody in here knows that he had some pretty serious surgery, and
Yeah,
uh, and
That-
apparently he's doing pretty well.
yeah. From what I've been told, it was a penis shortening surgery, and yeah,
On behalf of management, I'd like to apologize.
I just want to say, good job, Nick. Way to be born with the manhood of what most of us dream about. Here you are, just taking half of it off.
I'm wanting to know why you're dreaming about big wieners.
Obviously, you haven't been with me going to the bathroom. uh,
Terrible.
yeah, he said, yeah, I couldn't even carry that thing around anymore.
Oh,
Man
no,
alive.
that's good.
Hmm.
Anybody else been able to fly in the last week?
Yeah, as for our special guests that we had planned for tonight, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not even sure what happened to Will. They may be together, and it may be a conspiracy. I have no idea. I text Will a few minutes before the show started. I still have not heard back from him yet. And
Yeah, there ain't no telling when you ride around town in a Predator van. That could go
yeah,
south at any minute.
maybe we should look at some arrest records. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I forgot to mention the other thing with Gaggle is you can actually see lifetime flights, or as the person's flying. If you're following them, you can see that their track and afterwards. And the cool thing is, when you get done, you can see what your flight pattern looks like. Tonight, Mark flew a fallopian tubes. That's what it looked like.
Now I'm dying to fly again and see if I can make something else
Yeah.
exciting.
Listen, I want to do all kind of things in flight. I just have to remember to do them as
Yeah.
I'm flying. It doesn't matter what it just literally shows lines of where you've been or where you're going or where you've been. And yeah, dude, I want to draw something amazing.
Oh,
Who is
terrible.
Has 555 been on here before?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the last week or two, but I
Yeah.
don't know who it is, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. But welcome. And let me go ahead and give a shout out to everybody in the chat real quick. Let me start at the top here. I know Dave Wolf was in here at the very start of it. Then we have Angela, who's one of the greatest supporters ever. And then whatever her man's name is, I don't remember his name. Anyways, we have Tony. I don't know who that is. Hold on here. Good Lord. Keith Gray, which is Keith and Cat. Keith is pretty cool, but Cat is way cooler, just so you know.
Yeah,
PPG,
we know.
yeah, PPG, the other Nick. Um, just so you know, we have you in our prayers, brother. Linda Anderson, PPG. That's PPG. What is it? PPG mom. Hold on.
Paramount.
Paramount. Jeez, I knew it was wrong right after the get go. Bill H. Brian Waller, John Wayne, Mr. Dana 54. Hold on now. We have the
Yankee Paramotor said they're lurking in the background.
oh snap, making fun of a goofy show. It's fine. It is goofy. We got Randy Milstead, Matt Sloper. Hold on. Now it gets difficult. I'm like, who did I say and not say? Hold on. 555. Welcome to the show, by the way. Brian Waller, Yankee Paramotor, and I think we're caught up for now. Okay. So, Yankee Paramotor, are you attending in January to be in Florida around Wauchula? I know Mark, Mark, Will, Hey Bell, Ben, Paramotor, which is kind of who that? Now this fool knows I do a show every two. We're gonna go ahead. This is Jason. This is Soup. What's up, Soup?
What are you doing, boy?
Oh, just doing this little thing I do every Tuesday since the last year and something.
Oh, are you in the middle of it?
Oh, you're on live on the air.
What's up, Pete?
Mark said he's gonna tase you, bro.
Oh, that's all right. Make them laugh. All right.
Ah,
Later, buddy. Good luck with your thing.
Yeah, I'll call you. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, guys.
All right, bye. He may not be big, but at least he doesn't last long. You know what I'm saying?
no.
Yes, I talked about running. Okay.
Chase vehicle.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be the time that we do what you're talking about. I don't even know when we're talking about doing that, but I'm not sure anybody could do it right now with the temperatures the way they are. I don't know. We're already going to be in the middle of the state, and then we have to go to one coast to the other, and then come back to the middle. So I don't know what you and Will have talked about, but as of right now, we're just talking about flying at Wauchula. That's directed to Yankee Paramotor. So, anyways, Mark, how was your flight? How was your flight tonight?
It was great. It was cool, but not freezing cold to where it was miserable. I didn't look. I took a picture. I take a picture of my hour meter and my fuel level after every flight and then log it. I haven't done that yet, but I think we're up about 50 minutes. And we just flew out of Costco, and the weather was smooth as butter. And when we got back to land, there was zero wind. We flew up and looked at a big place that puts on a bunch of Christmas lights, and it was still light, of course. But they have like a crop dusting plane, old fire truck. So we flew around there a little bit, and then flew out to what used to be Pinewood Studios, is now Trilith. They do all like the Marvel movies and stuff.
Right, you're right.
We flew around there, and they have 18 filming studios there,
Right.
and then a bunch of support buildings. And anyways, they have 10 new buildings coming out of the ground. That place is incredible. How much filming's going on around there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but the flight at the only other thing was on landing. We come back at dark 30, which is usual, and I ballooned up a little tiny bit, and I leaned forwards to make sure I wasn't behind on it when it dropped me back down, and I was too far leaned forwards, and I had to run like crazy, and I almost face planted, and I was so happy when I finally stood up. I was like, whew, I didn't want to do that today.
Yeah, I'm still recovering. I haven't flown since Sunnyland. I just got word. I'm actually camping this weekend, not too far from Andrew Fuller, who is going to replace my brake lines and the eyelets, the porcelain eyelets, and change them over to pulleys. So hopefully, I can get away from uh, brake line damage because of my pulleys. Have you had any issues with your brake lines? What do you have pulleys on yours, Mark, or do you have the ceramic eyelets like I do?
No, I have pulleys on everything, and I've had no issues at all. All my, well, in a video, the only way I knew I did it, in a video, I stowed a brake. When we were at easy pace flying, I stowed a brake handle and pulled my hand back down. And in going back and looking at it in the video, my when I pulled my hand down, I pulled the brake off the magnet without knowing it, and it went into the prop. And thank God it just got smacked and knocked back out and didn't break the prop. So that was really good. And I changed that. I put 2 new brake toggles on. But other than that, everything is still factory. It's been repaired once after I crashed and sent a piece of the prop through the wing by Elizabeth, and then she inspected it, and that's it. That's the wing I started on.
I still got the same wing. I'm 3 years in, and I'm still on the same wing that I started in, and I'm happy as can be. I still have not met the full potential of my wing yet, and till then, I I got I got no needs for a new wing. Just so you know.
That I was trying to show my prison tat. That's one of my 2 prison tats for Brian Waller was asking.
I didn't even know you were in prison. Good lord.
You learn something new every day.
What is
Tony says I'm the only guy that flies with a shank. That's what all guys do.
Oh,
Yeah.
all my cellmates do.
Yeah, Keith. The other one is a tramp stamp. That's why I didn't show that one. I just showed the one on my wrist.
The tramp stamp says enter here.
Yeah, I'm saving that one for bad apples.
Mm,
Ah,
man alive. So Will said he's got his hands full right now, and he must be going to the bathroom or something. I don't know. And then he said,
either
"Yeah,
that or it's possible that he's handling a big black wiener.
well, oh, he does have a big black wiener. He does.
Duh.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Mm, well, I might have to ask if there is a person who wants to come on and help out. hold on real quick. Boop, 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 boop. All right. I may have to send one of my friends. Just don't tell him. All right, hold on here. He may end up having to do his hair or something later. I don't know. I haven't flown since Sunnyland. It's been a little. It's been crappier, to be perfectly honest with you. But that and having a brake line that's damaged, it's perfectly flyable. But to have the idea that it could possibly go bad makes me not want to be part of it. Hold on.
How many inches up is it from the handle?
6 to 8 inches.
Oh yeah, can't shorten it that much.
No. 100% no. Uh-oh. So the guy just asked to come and help us out while Will's got his hands full. Said that he's too busy enjoying a great show on YouTube tonight. He cannot come and help us. So I don't know what that means, but he's obviously on a different channel. Angela asked, did Paramotor Santa bring you guys anything? Mark, did any of your staff actually get you Christmas presents this year?
Negative. I don't pay him enough to buy presents. Que pasa? No, I didn't get any PPG stuff. I got stuff for grilling a little bit, and we don't do a whole bunch. Me and my wife don't. I'm here laughing. Angela asked if I sold any poles, and Tony jumped right in there. And no, I don't sell poles. I got mine at I have to run look because I really like mine. The one I purchased is from somewhere online, some kiting store, and mine is fantastic. And it wasn't that much money, and it's 29 feet long.
Well, I'm coming in at like 12 feet, maybe. Oh wait, my windsock pole is 19 foot, and my flagpole is 12 feet, I think. But you know, when he gets to that length, who's counting after that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true, Dave Wolf. I'm compensating, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I got nothing for Christmas but some socks. But and with that being said, don't take that as a negative. I usually don't get anything because I don't want anything. If I need anything, I've already bought it. As soon as I want something, I think the day or day after Christmas, I went and bought a new electric Blackstone. It was a 17-inch electric Blackstone that I've been eyeballing for a couple weeks now, actually a couple months. And they had it on sale for $40 off, so I went ahead and bought it. And when it comes to birthdays and Christmas stuff, everybody thinks it's hard to buy for me. You don't have to buy anything for me. If I want it, I've already had it. I already have it. It's plain and simple. My wife and I do not buy each other presents. Don't give each other gifts because if either one of us want it, we go and get it. It's not a big deal. So I don't have a, you see these YouTube videos and the TikTok videos and stuff about husbands not remembering to buy their wives presents or whatever. I've never had a wife like that. She literally, if we don't buy each other presents, so it doesn't matter. It's perfect. I like it a lot. Can't be mad about that. I do have a special guest who is fixing to join this channel or the panel here, just so you know, Mark.
Okay.
She may or may not know about it. But since I don't think it'd be fair to leave you by yourself while I go check the back door, and
Yes, Virginia.
shut your face, woman. We were just talking about presents and stuff and what we get each other, so you can share with everybody what that is. But you have to use the earbud.
What?
We were talking about. Here, have a seat right here.
Well, the show just got a lot classier.
It literally has the R on it.
What's up?
We haven't talked
Hello,
about that.
young lady.
Hello. What you doing?
Nothing. Hanging out and chit-chatting with a bunch of people in the chat today.
Good.
Telling lies, mainly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What lies are you telling?
No, lies. All kinds of lies.
I know what lies.
I don't know. I don't
Oh.
remember. If they
No.
were truths, I would know them.
What'd you get the kids?
I don't remember the name brand of it, but all the kids got, all my kids are adults for the people in the chat that don't know. And my wife bought them all high-end cookware.
Oh, okay.
And they get that in cash, and then the grandkids get a bunch of junk.
Always junk.
Yeah, tons of junks. Oh.
Oh, do you have any prison tattoos there, Mark?
That is already been
Yes.
Oh, sorry, it's up here.
Yep. I do, and I know you all do too. Tony says, "Cupcake, knock on the door."
He went out that way though. You want this one?
Yeah, please.
Knock on the door and tell him to bring you a beer.
She
I
don't,
can't even reach it.
Yeah, that doesn't work over here.
It doesn't.
Oh shit! Oh,
Now
This
we're
isn't
gonna have to
working.
change the subject. That Shane's back.
oh, hold on. Watch this, Krista. Put this one in your left ear. I'll put this one that goes in the right ear on the right ear, and it's like it's meant to be, just like you and me. Oh yeah. All right.
As Kyle O would say, "Is this good content?"
Don't answer that in the chat.
I don't know.
See Will anywhere? You see Will?
I don't. Where's Will?
I didn't. His check bounced. He's like not coming on now.
What?
Oh, we got JP Tulo in the house. Anyways, so I don't know if you guys know or not. This is my wife of like 4 years.
Minute.
All right, 27 years. 27 years. This is her. This is what I have.
To deal with?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, deal with. Yeah, that's good. That's what I have to deal with. Mark, anything you want to say about that?
Shit, everybody in the chat knows you're lucky to be hanging on to that. I don't know how you pull that off. I've been around you.
It's not my paycheck. It's not what's down below. It's my sense of humor.
Oh, you know what? No, you know what it is? Is she's in the, kind of the nursing field, and they love a good project.
Down syndrome is the best for her. Hey, I will tell you, Mark, true story. We went the other night for Christmas. We went to a strip club. They had a stripper there, literally with no legs. She had no legs and refused to give lap dances, but would give stump grinding.
What's the matter with you?
Just don't tell my wife.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on.
Ah.
Keith, I think you might be right.
What did I miss from Keith?
He said she's paying off bad behavior in another life.
Oh God. I will concur with that. She's got some bad potential. You married me. Obviously don't make good choices.
Yep.
Anyways.
How's the pizza stone? Or pizza oven?
No, he doesn't have a pizza oven. He has a green egg.
Oh.
I gotta fake it, man. I'm on a budget over here.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how cold it was in your little office there.
It is 68 degrees.
Ooh.
Which, by the way, he had to reach for that himself. So his butler's getting docked his pay because, he doesn't have to. He shouldn't have to reach for anything.
It was right there.
It doesn't matter.
What's the matter with him, Krista?
I don't know.
Have you met my friends? That explains everything. I got a friend in Georgia that really leaves me disabled.
No.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Oh, get rid of that. There we go. Now you won't read. Oh, Will Fly's here. Will Fly! Will Fly! Oh, it's Will.
Yeah, you can stop talking now, Mark. Whatever you were talking about, I'm here.
thank you.
Hey, Will, do you have the
Yes.
do you have the YouTube app open? Because we're getting feedback.
I think I do.
All right. Good thing this is your first time.
Sure, Dave Wolf. I'm compensating, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I got nothing for Christmas but some stocks.
Yeah, well, you got YouTube open.
I know, man. I'm gonna mute and
With
I'm
that
gonna
being
try to
said,
find it.
don't take that
Okay.
as negative. I usually don't get anything, so don't.
Okay. Good Lord. Krista, you want to answer that?
No, Shane does not surprise me with any gifts.
What are you talking about? You got pepper spray.
Yeah, we bought our daughter pepper spray, and he said, "Do you want it too?" I said, "Yeah."
And then she pepper sprayed herself, and then we had a moment in the bedroom.
No.
She said it
No,
was
she
wet.
did. She didn't pepper spray herself. She was just honestly crying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angela.
We don't do gifts.
Yeah, we don't do gifts. It's all good.
We spoil our kid instead.
Yeah, we've always spent every dime we had on our kids, so we don't really spend our money on ourselves, for each other, I should say, not ourselves. Actually, Krista doesn't spend her money on herself. She did buy a very expensive pair of shoes the other day.
Oh my God.
Jesus. And she hasn't lived it down since. Mark, guess how much those shoes cost? Just take a guess. Will, you can take a guess. This is flipping ridiculous.
1,200.
Never.
Will? You sound great on mute.
I want to say $582.
Ooh. No. $26.
She bought a pair for $26.
Hey,
She has regretted it ever since.
You spent $26 on those shoes.
She goes, if I would have known they cost that much, I would not have bought them.
All was $140.
No.
So I want you to understand one thing. She had $1,500 in her pocket and was griping and wanting to take these shoes back because.
Well, see, he shouldn't have told me because he was the one like paying. His shoes cost $16. I was like, oh, all right, fine, I'll get these. They're $16. And then he goes, do you know how much your shoes cost? I'm like, $16. He was like, nope, $26. I was like, oh my God, seriously? They're just slippers. They're not shoes you wear every day.
I don't even know how she sleeps with herself. I mean, I would have been.
Stop.
I don't know how. Nobody in the chat knows how she sleeps with you.
Oh, Mark, I already went there, brother. Sorry. Gotta be fast,
Oh,
dude.
It's in the dark. Trust me.
wait a minute though. But what did you buy yourself for Christmas?
Oh, I already told them. I brought the electric 17-inch Blackstone.
And there's more that he bought for himself. What else was that?
I don't know.
Light for your truck
Oh,
and the light for the golf cart.
so I bought lights for the golf cart for the wheels. As it spins, it does the lights on the tire. And then I bought hood lights for my truck. So when I start the truck up, it does like the
So it's gonna
across
be
the whole hood. It's gonna be badass.
It's
like
gonna be
the
Night Rider. Yeah.
Yeah, but in white. Listen, some of us are Dave Hoffman.
Hasselhoff.
Shut your face. Some of us are Dave
Yeah.
fans, and just say no.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what, I had a little personal emergency come up and I was able to address it 100%. And I'm so glad I did because I feel like so much better right now. I would be useless on any show. So yeah, thanks for I don't even know. What did you tell people, Shane? That I was just slacking?
No, I told
Pretty
you.
much.
I know. I told them you were in the Predator van selling ice cream, and
Who knows?
no, I just said you were busy with a Bible study and you couldn't get to the show today.
No,
That is not what he said at all.
no.
I heard something about a check bouncing. That's when I came in though.
A check bouncing.
I was putting a smackdown on a really hard game of Tetris, and I
Ooh.
couldn't stop, man.
Yeah.
So anyone in the chat? Did you know that Tetris is the top rated game in the world, the number one played game in the world?
No,
Video game? I didn't either.
I would have
didn't
thought
either.
it was one of those new ones.
Hey, Linda said she has Winnie the Pooh slippers, but at first I thought it said strippers, and I was just like, woohoo!
She says she loves slippers. I did too.
And then the first thing that came to mind was Tiggers like to bounce. I don't know what that meant, but it was in my head.
No, Nick says Nick is asking if it was if I had to poop. No, they would call that Call of Duty.
Oh, good fun.
Listen,
That's a different game.
Will is on fire. Will should come late every time.
He had personal business. It's off his shoulders. He's good.
Will didn't even see Mark's reaction to the intro.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. So what did you think, Mark?
I liked it. I had no idea that my tail was showing.
A freaking flock of McElroys. No,
Yeah.
herd of McElroys.
All I know is Mark's glad you did not get video of him eating that hot dog.
I'm wanting to know what that cup says you're drinking out of.
Oh, I love
I
Virginia.
do have video of that, Shane.
It says I love Virginia.
He has a video of something.
What?
You do not know how to spell very well.
I don't think you do.
Apparently you didn't go to private school. I hope you got a discount on that cup for I Love Virginia.
It smells like fish. I didn't know they were fish market.
Oh my
I'm
God.
apologizing.
Hey, I will say this cup is always wet. I don't understand it.
I think you bought that cup used in.
I stayed in the emergency.
Oh, I did buy this cup used.
You didn't.
I have a paramotor tip.
Paramotor, yep.
Have you guys even mentioned the word paramotor the whole time?
What's that? Yeah, I flew one today.
Yeah, we flew. We,
Kind of run into the sky and like a backpack motor, and you know what it is.
I did it. Flew over heavily congested areas, or at least I thought they were, but apparently they weren't.
You talking about Costco?
What?
Costco? What are you
Yeah,
talking
well, yeah, we flew out of Costco and flew over to kind of towards downtown Fayetteville. And if you think Costco's populated, you should see where we flew today. But I was too cold. I was too cold to see.
I would have flown fast. Still, it's been like I've said, one time in over a month now. So
I
let's
haven't.
see.
I haven't flown since Sunnyland.
Really?
No, not one. Not even thought about it. This weekend I am going camping, and Smart Car Brian and his family, we're all going, and I will be maybe 15 minutes from Andrew Fuller's, who is going to sew in some pulleys and replace my brake lines. So
Nice.
I am very intrigued and very happy of all this. What do you got there, Will?
There's your tip right there. I use the Bose Quiet Comfort, the wireless earbuds, and I love those things for their active noise reduction or whatever. It's awesome. These things, they say they kind of have noise reduction or whatever. I'm not so sure I buy that. It's not going to be comparable to Bose, but for 29 bucks, man, I tell you the most valuable thing and what would make Bose perfect is if they had this little freaking ear loop right there.
Yeah.
So I bought a pair of these. Someone, I can't remember who it was, recommended them. It was a Paramotor pilot, and they are awesome for freaking 30 bucks. The case acts as a charger for it, so you get plenty of charges. And so there you have it. There's your little tip for the day.
Very nice.
I use the Bose one, and the case is a charger, and they're
That's what I use.
fantastic. But they
Yeah,
don't have that over the ear piece.
Yeah, we use the same thing, Mark. And so, wouldn't you
Yeah.
agree if they had a little ear clip, because they will come out. You know, they can come out.
Mine, I like it the way they are, but I can tell you, I like that $29 price. That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I mean, you lose one. What the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, they are more expensive than Krista's shoes. So,
Yes, Angela, I'll send you the link.
so Will, I'm gonna get rid of that real quick. You said those were waterproof,
No, I did not say that.
water resistant.
Oh, it said on there that they were.
Yeah, it was waterproof, so I could drop them in my cup.
You could. Yep. Your West
Okay.
Virginia cup.
No, just Virginia.
Yeah, Billy, that's what it is. Oxygen.
You could probably hear the ocean with those.
And smell it.
This is the link, Angela, and yeah, it is a what do you call it kind of link? It's the easiest one for me. So if you click on that link and you buy it, then I might like get something for it. So click on Amazon.com. What is it, Shane? Smile.amazon.com.
Yes.
And
I just
let's get the credit for it.
matter of fact, I just got notification from Amazon Smiles telling me how much I have donated with my purchases, which cost me nothing extra. It was over $400 for the year.
And you didn't pay more, and you just bought what you normally buy?
Right. It literally, if you go to Amazon.com/smiles.com, I think it is, it literally, and you sign up for it, and you pick your what the organization you want to donate to, which should be Resurgence PPG. I think they've received over $5,000 for the year just on people buying what they would normally buy on Amazon, and it costs you nothing extra. So if the thing is $30 on Amazon, you pay for it. Portion of that $30 that you paid for goes towards Resurgence. So honestly, I am tickled pink on doing that. It really does give me joy when I see how much each purchase. I'm like, oh, even if it's $5, it doesn't seem like much. But how many times do you buy stuff on Amazon to? No, I couldn't land if it's water. I'm going in it. Just so you know.
No, if they're waterproof, the earbuds, so you could land with them in the water. Okay.
Now I get it.
Yep.
I quickly read that wrong, but I read it wrong. And I agree with Keith. Which, by the way, dude got 4,500 views on that video, just so you know. And I'm
On
happy
Mark's
to have,
video?
yeah, with flying in Ohio and the waterfoot drag that was really cool until it wasn't. Remember, you look cool until you don't. Me standing knee deep in water didn't look cool. Up until then, I was killing it. Just so you know.
Anyone who's gone in the drink understands. We talked about that last night. I actually shared what you had said, that everything was cool until it wasn't, something along those lines. And that's exactly how it is. It's like you just flying along. It's just, man, life is just like awesome. Oh, life sucks. It's just like boom.
So
Been there, done that.
I will tell you exactly what happened. I'm literally flying along. I didn't feel a bump forever. We're going along this riverbank, and I can see the bottom. And I'm like, worst case scenario, I land out and I take off again. No big deal. But everything was so smooth, and it was just, there was no one in front of me. There was people behind me, but no one in front of me. And I don't know, man. I was just like, I'm going for it. And as I'm approaching the water, I'm like, do I look at the water? Do I look ahead? Do I look at the water? Do I look ahead? And I was just like, I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. And as soon as both feet hit the water and I felt resistant, I was like, this is amazing. And within half a second, it was not amazing. It was me running to try to keep from going into the water. And I literally remember hearing the water hit the prop, and I was like, full throttle, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And as soon as I let off, it was over and done with. And it was, do I regret it? Not at all. Because I didn't get hurt. Nothing got broke. Everything's good. But I did feel really, really bad having my friends, Mark, Brian, land out and have to come help me. Not that they didn't want to, but I put them in that position to have to come help me. So it's really cool, but I feel bad about having them land out and everything else.
That was exciting.
And yeah, you found it exciting, but I still felt kind of responsible for you landing out, putting you in that position. So
Thanks for the adventure.
Yeah, but out of all jokes aside, I literally felt bad afterwards. Like after I thought about it, I was like, I put them in, like, Mark, you even said this is going to be your hardest takeoff you ever had. I
thought it was going to be.
I won't mention that your dry wing, your fully running motor that wasn't wet. Yeah, I can assure you, I'm sure that might be your hardest takeoff. But no, I'm just saying.
I mean, Mark's a big boy. I mean, if there was anything to look back at it, I mean, the landing, the takeoff after the landing there was completely optional. So everyone gets to make their own decision as to what their skill level is. And
after the first launch or failed launch, the second one I had already determined if this did not happen, my wife was going to have to come get me. I spent every ounce of energy. I already knew that most of it was spent on the first launch. That second launch, if I didn't take off, it was not going to happen. I was spent after that. I was done. And thank God I was able to take off and make it out of there. Again, as soon as Smart Car Brian took off, he started right into a waterfoot drag, and I'm like, I don't want to be that guy that leads you, but there's no way I can land out. If I land out, we're both walking out because there's just no way.
Yeah, you got a point there. It's a good point.
I don't want to say it was an unnecessary risk because it really made the video, but it was an unnecessary risk because I could not, and I would have felt horrible heading back to Dave Purden's without you. But if I would have landed out, we would have just walked out together or he would have taken off again and I would have packed my stuff up and had to walk out because I was spent. Even the next day, I had an option to fly and I refused to fly because my legs just weren't good. They were done. And thank God for JP Tulo. I asked him to fly my wing. Actually, I did fly the next day, Mark. Did I not?
Yeah.
And now that I think of it, I took off and was like, thank God I didn't have to go any further because my legs were spent. I literally exerted all of my energy on those 2 takeoffs. One failed, one good.
Is that true, Mark?
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Will knows me well.
Me. I'm gonna land first. You and Brian.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Or if you had been knocked unconscious, I could have got a couple of photographs.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get that micro whatever camera.
No. He would have dictated what happened.
You could have taken a Virginia Cup.
Man,
Terrible. When we were flying back towards Costco tonight, there's a big pond not far from there, and it had ice over the surface. And I'm sure it's, super thin because we've only had freezing weather for like 3 days. And I thought, oh, that would be so awesome to foot drag it. But I'm just not ready to die, so I just passed on that opportunity.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a foot drag?
I've foot dragged on ground, but not on water.
It's not worth it. I don't honestly think, even if I could foot drag an entire football field, no issues on land, I don't think I'd ever do water again, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought, okay, 100% honest, I never think I'm a good pilot at all. I just thought at that moment everything was perfect. Now's the time to do it. And perfectly honest, I didn't even know that Mark was behind me videotaping. I had no idea where Mark was. I just knew in front of me, no one had flown there. The air was perfectly smooth, and I was going for it. I just decided to go for it. And water has been, I tiptoed 2 years prior to that at Dave Purden's. I tiptoed the golf course. And when I say tiptoe, I mean literally tip, and was full throttle back out of there. And I was like, I water foot dragged, which wasn't even remotely close to true. This time I decided to just do it. And I don't know. It worked for a second and a half, and then it didn't. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. You can get away with a second and a half sometimes in the bedroom, but on that water, that didn't go your way.
No.
The water thing is a cost benefit negative, and it really is if you think about it. I mean, if you're gonna drag over the best of both worlds really is to foot drag a pond, not a pond, a puddle. I mean, the foot drag a puddle, And one thing I won't ever do again is to foot drag behind another paramotor. That's what got me there.
Yeah, in Mountain City.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I just want to smush Mark here on that. Who was the first person to reach you, Will, when you did that?
I want to say it was Dell. Was it Dell?
I will knock your black wiener right out.
Don't take it out on the black wiener.
I will knock the black wiener out.
It was Shane, yeah. And actually, they're separated into 2 groups. When something happens, you got the people actively helping, and then the lollygaggers. They kind of gather around. Ooh, what happened? What?
Then you got like Cupcake Chris that has to determine whether you're important or not, and whether or not she has a beer in her hand. Mark, how's that worked out for you so far?
So far I'm 2-0 with Krista. Well, actually 3-0. Two of them relate to paramotoring. One of them is for another time.
Oh,
But
she's
yeah,
out.
so that puts me 3-0.
Oh,
I crash, and on top of that, it's not only the fact that when I have an accident that she doesn't bother responding, but it's the fact that she lies about it. Oh, I didn't see you.
yeah,
And she
on camera.
forgets I own like 32 cameras. And
Yeah.
so you go back and look on camera, she
Did she
turns her
put the
head.
binoculars? She got the
Yeah,
binoculars.
she turns her head, watches me crash, and she's like, huh, and goes back to her beer.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah, it's just Mark. It's fine.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes left. I wanted to mention something else that I forgot to mention. A couple of weeks ago, I flew with my buddy. I hadn't flown with for a long time, but he got a new paramotor, and it was the large hoop. It was a big boy. I can't remember the size, but the
Like
larger.
a 150 for a 140 prop.
Yes, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And so the bigger the hoop, without reinforcement, the more it's going to want to give. It's going to bend or whatever, especially on a power forward or a lot of times. That's kind of another topic, but it's really important. On a power forward, it when you're bringing the wing up and you're giving it at the time the wing comes up, it's in the power band, you're giving it gas and you're going for it. That is a lot of pressure against a hoop. And those are some strong lines and they can easily bend a hoop. I mean, physically bend it. But what happens a lot of times if the hoop's not reinforced, it'll flex the hoop and the clearance, the tolerance between the prop and the cage is pretty slim. So, anyways, that's what happened. And um, but the reason I mentioned that is because there are certain times when you do. You could either do a reverse launch or a forward launch. I mean, you could do one or the other. It's kind of borderline, If you've probably been there, I could do a reverse, and I think I just do a forward. If I have a choice, I kind of like to do a forward. If it's borderline, I want to do a forward. But the problem with that, and it almost caused me to turtle, which I have not turtled yet, but is when you bring the wing up, if you catch the wind at the wrong time, that's going to pull you backwards. So you got to be ready on that power. Otherwise, well, the obvious is going to happen. You're going to turtle. I've seen it happen. Has that ever happened to you, Zane or Mark?
Well, I don't do powered forwards. I will rev the engine up over the wing, let off, and just as I hear the motor kind of go back to, I don't want to say, I don't want to say to normal rev, but just enough that I know that the wind is still crossing over the wing and lift it. I actually taught Mark how to do that. It's not a powered forward. It's just rev it up, let off, go, and then as soon as the wing hits the leftover airflow over the wing, it kind of pops it up. But like at Sunnyland, I actually walked up and decided to do a reverse. And just before I hooked in, I decided maybe I shouldn't. And I had my accident, which I don't know if it's an accident. I tripped and fell, whatever. And then when I got back into it and was getting ready to take off, I was like, this wind is probably more than good enough for a reverse. But I continued to do a forward. And as soon as the wind got maybe 45 degrees, I believe I was at full throttle just because I didn't want to get pulled back.
Mm-hmm.
It is something to think about. Maybe if you're questioning whether or not the winds are strong enough to do a forward or a reverse, if you did a reverse, maybe it's not a bad thing. I mean, what's the worst that happens? You're like, oh, that didn't work. I'll set up.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean,
if the winds are questionable and you try a reverse and it doesn't work, what's the worst that happens? You have to lay your risers out and strap in as a forward launch.
That's
I
what the worst that happened is what happened to me. And it was one of those borderline days. And this is probably why I choose to do forward if it's borderline, because I know I'm ready on the power if need be. But I did a reverse launch, borderline day. And by the time the wing came up beautifully, and by the time I turned around, started moving forward, gave it power, I caught like 2 or 3 lines. Yeah, to this day, I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't have cameras around like Mark does, but yeah, it just got me. But hey, the same thing could happen if it was a forward too. You know, I don't blame it on the launch. I blame it on, I guess, I didn't read the winds correctly.
will tell you, with over 400 launches, 3 years in the making, the every single launch is different. There's something new or something different every single time, and it just takes you at some point to know what your lines are doing, your risers are doing as you're in the middle of your launch. It is, to me, every time there's something new. If you go back and literally think about your launch, something's happened new that's never happened before. And I find it very interesting. It could be the same launch, but if you really go back and look at what happened during that launch, it's something new almost every single time. It happens to me every time, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize. But if you learn from it, it makes you a better pilot, guaranteed.
No doubt.
And also if the wind is borderline, in other words, you have decent wind where you're considering a reverse, um, don't take a step or two back. If you're gonna go forward, don't take the step or two back. Just, you don't need to jerk the wing. Basically, just walk forwards if you have a little bit of wind, and it'll shoot up. That way, you don't get that big jerk.
Yeah, I don't.
That's true. I mean, and I see, and I've done it. I've tried on my forwards, especially on no wind launches. I tried to force the wing up quickly, by pulling, and the wing doesn't need that. The material is not that heavy. It wants to fly with forward momentum. Of course, that trick you were talking about, Shane, of bending over and giving it some airflow
Yeah.
directly over the center of the wing, that works a charm.
Well, when it comes to Sunnyland and my faceplant thing, it is funny. Dude, run with it. I'm perfectly happy with getting the attention from just a stupid mistake that I made. I got a line around my foot, whatever. I'm okay with that. I learned from that. I will now every single time after that, I will now look at my feet and make sure there are no lines around my feet. Over 400 flights, that has never ever become an issue. But I walked up and set up for a reverse. And as I'm holding the risers in my hand, I'm feeling the wind on the back of my neck going, no, I can do a forward. And when I did that, when I set the risers back down and I hooked back in, I literally leaned forward like no other time that I have ever done that. I leaned forward so much to try to bring this wing up. Because when that wing hits 45 degrees, it just wants to throw you backwards. And that's what I was scared of. I was like, this wind is so strong, I'm going to end up turtling. And it just so happened that I had line around my foot. Everything was perfect for chaos. And it all happened so quick. And I don't regret it as a life lesson. The only regret is I should have just stuck with what felt natural to me, which was I went to set up for a reverse. I should have went with that. I literally should have went with that, and I talked myself out of it. So I did learn a valuable lesson, and that's the important part of flying is learning from your mistakes. and learning from other people's mistakes. So if you ever find yourself questioning whether or not you should reverse or not, try reverse. If it doesn't work out, okay, go to a forward. I should have reversed. I know to this day, more than anything, I should have reversed that morning. 100%.
You live and you learn, right? And
Yeah.
you really aren't sure, you don't have to be the first up. Just study
Nope.
what the guys' wings are doing when they pull their wing up, because it's going to happen to you too, most likely.
And that's
So
that, and that's exactly why I go into it as a reverse. I watched 3 other people take off foot launchers, and they all three of those ended up taking 2 or 3 steps back as the wing inflated. I was like, oh, that's strong enough for a reverse. Why
it
I
was
didn't?
pulling back.
Yeah, it was pulling them back. Why I didn't decide? I have that part bugs me more than anything, that I did not decide to stick with my first impression of what I should do, and I questioned myself, and I ended up not doing so great. The second time, I still ended up doing a forward launch, but I did end up taking 2 or 3 steps back
So if you had a choice, if I had a choice between a forward and a reverse, and the conditions were perfect, I would pick reverse every time.
every time. I am 100% with you. How easy is it to pull the wing up, look at it, go, everything's right. I will go ahead and turn around and take off. With a forward, you have to look at one wingtip or the other to decide whether or not it's right, and then go. I
Yeah.
would rather do a reverse launch every single time if I could, but it's not always feasible.
And here in Georgia where I fly, it's almost never feasible.
Well, then Georgia, you got to do that famous McElroy modified Cobra launch thing, don't you?
Something like that.
What's up, Walter? Tomorrow's going to come. We know that.
Yes. Hey, I will tell you that all of us, Haybell, Waller, Will, Mark, myself, and a couple others are all meeting up here in a couple weeks here in Florida. And I'm sure there's going to be some great video and some great content coming your way here soon. I greatly appreciate everybody here tonight showing up on time and
Nice dig.
Hey, Mark, when you weren't here on time, remember that time you were like, I gotta watch, Friends episode that ended 27 years ago. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, that one.
Now it gets really weird when I show up late, just so you know. Well, I get it. Listen, I always say this: we're here to hang out with each other and just do what we can't do in normal life because of distance. But I 100% understand that you were dealing with some stuff. I'm not mad at you by no means.
Yeah, we understand, but you are getting docked.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, going in my permanent file.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so I don't know how Will ended up on the top corner of the. Mark, why are you always on the bottom?
I'm used to it. I've been on the bottom. I spent most of my time in prison on the bottom.
We're gonna
Thinking about you, Nick.
we're gonna have to worry about your dictate conversation later.
With your Virginia cup.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, my Virginia cup. I love my Virginia cup. Look at this Virginia cup. I'm just saying.
Oh my Lord.
All right, guys, we are out of here. We are almost 10 minutes past our time. Will, where can we find you other than late?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Just search for Will Fly or online at willflyppg.com.
Mark McElroy, one of your most famous videos, that water foot drag that didn't go as well. Where can we find you at?
You can find those on my YouTube channel, Paralife PPG. And thank you all for hanging out with us. It was a fun time.
Yes. You guys can find me here. God Lord. You can find me here at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. Holy crap, I haven't even had but 2 beers tonight. Jesus. There's too much blood in my alcohol system, just so you know. You can find me here at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane or on TikTok at ppgshane.com. Thank you guys for a great show. We greatly appreciate it. Truly, Happy New Year's to all. And will we see everybody before New Year's? No.
Nope.
No. Anyways, okay, with that being said, I won't see you guys until next year. There's no show until next year. How about that?
See you next year.
All right, guys. Oh shoot, I want to do the intro outro thing before we go. All right, here we go. Ready? And peace out, guys.
Night.
Hey, why should you paramotor? Because it might give you the opportunity to see things that, well, you might not have seen otherwise. Like this wild herd of McElroys plundering the cotton field.